Take one.
Is Phil in here? Huh? Oh, he did leave.
Not me.
Yeah. He was gonna bring his camera and then couldn't find it, and then so mine's not charged, so I had to get it charged.
Oh, yeah.
That'll probably last the show. What's going on?
Danny had cameras.
This is the other theater I used to work at. We had my high school, my college fly space, like the actual auditorium. But all they're just this musical company is mostly just like backdrop and fly shit in.
Wow.
And I'm just like, I mean, it still looks really great. He used to work for the band.
Wow.
That's New York.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so like, you know, he did the Cheers at the back of the TV show. And I was like, so you're old.
Gotcha.
Oh, well, my teacher went on sabbatical, so I took his class. I needed that class anyways. And then him and I were like, we're gonna do this show design. You guys do this. I'm like, I don't even know if I'm. And then I would just be like so tired from like that night of tag, so I didn't go to class the next day with him. But he had to be a teacher, so he wouldn't even show up.
Wow.
Because he just also was like sick. But I was like, that's alright.
I don't know what that means if they agree.
What happened?
They just agree.
Oh, who did? Oh, they did? Should I be concerned? You guys both breathing?
Maybe the first time.
Did you see the other show?
Oh, I so wanted to. I wanted to, and we had conflicts except for one date, and the one date we had was sold out.
That's the turntable.
That's awesome.
Built out in 4 days.
Wow.
Impressed. I was like, it's probably not good, but it's all good.
That's awesome.
But because all the wood is overlapping, there's no structural 2x4 joints, you know. Oh, it's good. They use the plywood stack, and then on top of 200 some casters.
Yeah. And how'd you turn it?
A motor, there's a motor right here.
Nice.
Head is held the motor.
Oh, God.
Okay, can we have quiet backstage, please? Thank you very much. And Phil, Joel, will you be ready to hit the button?
I hit record.
Okay.
I mean, I can see if it's recording and make sure, but. It's,
Go
oh,
ahead,
yeah, it
Phil.
says right here. Yeah, 2 minutes. It's recording.
I hate theater. Well, it's just so disappointing, isn't it? You know what I do when I'm sitting in a darkened theater waiting for the show to begin? I pray. Oh, dear God, please let it be a good show. And let it be short. Oh, Lord in heaven, please. 2 hours is fine. 3 hours is too much. And keep the actors out of the audience, God. I didn't pay good money to have the fourth wall come crashing down around my ears. I just want a story and a few good songs that will take me away. I just want to be entertained. I mean, isn't that the point? Amen. You know, there was a time when people sat in darkened theaters and thought to themselves, what have George and Ira Gershwin got for us tonight? Or can Cole Porter pull it off again? Can you imagine? Now it's, please, Elton John, must we continue this charade? It used to be, sitting there in the dark, you knew that when the show began, you'd be taken to another world, a world full of color and music and glamour, and you thought to yourself, my God, when are they gonna bring up the lights?
And lights.
Oh, how things have changed. Hello. How are we today? I'm feeling a little blue myself. You know, a little anxious for no particular reason. Little sad that I should feel anxious at this age. You know, a little self-conscious anxiety resulting in non-specific sadness. A state that I like to call blue. Anyway, whenever I'm feeling this way, blue, I like to listen to my music. So I was going through my records this morning. Yes, records. And I was about to put on the soundtrack recording of Meredith Willson's The Music Man. I had a craving for a young Ronnie Howard. But then I said, no. Let's give ourselves a treat. Let's disappear for a while into the decadent world of the 1920s when the champagne flowed while the caviar chilled and the whole world was a party. Well, for the wealthy, anyway. So I dug about, and what did I find but one of my favorite shows, Gable and Stein's The Drowsy Chaperone. Remember? Music by Julie Gable, lyrics by Sidney Stein. It's a 2-record set, remastered from the original recording, made in 1928. It's the full show with the original cast, including Beatrice Stockwell as the chaperone. Isn't she elegant? And this is a full 15 years before she became Dame Beatrice Stockwell. Can you believe it? Let me read to you what it says on the back. It says, mix-ups, mayhem, and a gay wedding. Of course, the phrase gay wedding has a different meaning now. But back then, it just meant fun. And that's what this show is, fun. So, would you indulge me? Would you let me play the record for you now?
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd say yes. You hear that static? To me, I love that sound. It's the sound of a time machine starting up. Okay, let's visualize. Imagine, if you will, it's November 1928. You've just arrived at the doors of the Morosco Theater in New York. It's very cold. Remember when November used to be cold? Not anymore. November is the new August now. It's global warming. We're all doomed. Anyways, it's very cold. There's a heavy gray sleet falling from the sky, but you don't care. You're going to see a Broadway show. Listen. Isn't this wonderful? It helps if you close your eyes. Overtures. Overtures are out of style now. I miss them. It's the show's way of welcoming you. Hello, welcome. The meal will begin shortly. In the meantime, would you like an appetizer? That's what an overture is. It's a musical appetizer. A poo-poo platter of tunes, if you will. Oh, something new. What could it be? Sounds like a dance tune. Kind of rollicking. Maybe involving pirates. Don't worry, there are no pirates. All right, this is it. The moment the music starts to build, and you know you're only seconds away from being transported.
No, he pushed the button.
He pushed it out. Oh, it's a recipe for God. But no, I already can't.
After he comes back to the coffee.
Okay, gotcha.
The curtain's going up! I can't wait!
Yes, madam.
How do I look?
You look radiant, madam.
I do love this dress so it never goes out of style.
It's a miracle, madam.
My fancy dress. I don't know why I'm wearing it, I must confess. My dress, I love my dress. Would someone tell me why I put it on?
Yes, your dress, your fancy dress. 'Twas such a pleasure airing it, restitching and repairing it. God bless your dress, it's one fine dress, and I will tell you why you put it on. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Madam, you're the hostess and it's happy wedding time. Wedding bells will ding, wedding bells will gong, wedding bells near. Wedding guests are at the door and soon they will appear. I'm Robert, your bridegroom, I'm here to marry Janet. The summer closing smiles, so I want. I'm George, that's George, his best man George. I'm honored to be doing what a best man ought. Mrs. Topdale, now don't worry, I have this whole wedding planned out. The key is organization. See, each string represents a task yet to be completed. Pay the musicians, yell at the florist, and book the minister. This whole wedding's gonna run like clockwork.
Oh, is there going to be a wedding?
I'm Belgic, producer. I lost my leading lady. I gotta stop this wedding or I might get shot.
I'm Kitty, just Kitty. I came with Mr. Belgic. I'll be a lead lady if I get my shot.
We're pastry chefs. What pastry chefs? We cross our hearts for pastry chefs. No bakery. A bakery is what we got. A downfall. My name it is a downfall. I am the king of romance, so I kiss a lot.
You are the king of romance, so you kiss a lot. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Someone hasn't come, someone isn't here. Where is Janet Van der Graaf and when will she appear? It's Janet, it's Janet, it's Janet Van der Graaf.
I'm Janet, Janet Van de Graaf, here to marry Robert Martin. A life of glamour, I'm a night. Am I late? I'm the chaperone of Janet Van de Graaf. Made a lot of friends and confidence, and all that runs. Where's the bar?
A wedding, hooray!
It's prohibition, man.
A wedding, how gay!
Thing I brought my own.
A wedding today!
Champagne, bakes, and drugs.
It's really happening, truly happening, almost happening. What is happening?
I'm Trix, the aviatrix, queen of the sky. I circle through the skies in my modern apparatus. I'm Trix, the aviatrix. I'm gonna fly. I'll see you in the sky in the night.
A wedding, hooray!
Tingling.
A wedding,
Well, there you have it. All the guests have arrived. We have prizes giving up the stage for love, for the bridegroom, a very producer, jovial gangster that's posing as pastry chef, a flaky Corrine, a Latin Lothario, and an aviatrix, what we now call a lesbian. And of course, my favorite character, the drowsy chaperone. What more could you need for an evening's entertainment?
wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will come. Wedding bells will ring, and we will sing along.
And we will ding along. Isn't that wonderful? I don't even know what that means. All right, so I'll lead you through the record as best I can. Don't worry, it won't be hard to follow. So we begin with a welcome from the love-struck groom.
I just want to thank you all for coming. I tell you, I must be some lucky fellow. Why, who would have thought that I, Robert Martin, would be marrying a glamorous showgirl, and that glamorous showgirl would be willing to give up a successful career for me, Robert Martin. Now, if it weren't prohibition, I'd say let's raise a glass.
Here, here.
To Miss Janet Van der Graaf, the most beautiful girl in the world.
Absolutely not.
Excuse me?
The groom wants to see his bride on the day of the wedding. It's bad luck.
I hope you heard that, because that's the plot, basically. Hang on for the ride.
Breakfast will be served in the Arabian room.
Say, it's a little early in the day to be drinking, isn't it?
I don't understand the question.
Look, you just keep Janet away from Robert, okay? You're the chaperone. That's your only job.
I'm on Capital.
Oh, Robert, here's my little monkey. I'm your little monkey.
So as the bride and groom are whisked away, we turn our attention to the B plot, which involves the producer.
Mr. Felton!
Getting married and leaving show business.
Mr. Felton!
Doesn't she know I got obligations?
Mr. Felton, I can be your leading lady!
You said it yourself.
Oh, God, you said that. I can be your leading lady, you said it yourself! I'm useless in the chorus!
Kitty, for the last time, you ain't got what it takes.
But I've been taking lessons! Singing, acting, ballet!
Ballet?
Yeah, I'm pretty good too! Last week I auditioned for Suwannee Lake!
A little annotation. Kitty and Felsnick were a couple in real life. Jack and Sadie Adler. Now, this is a familiar comedic construct. Stupid woman, her long-suffering companion. Well, she appears stupid, but in the end, she does something clever and makes everyone wonder whether it's all just an act. The irony here is that Sadie actually was quite stupid. Jack had to explain all the jokes to her, apparently, but still, she had a wonderful career on the stage. At that time, the theater was the only place where stupid people could earn a decent living. This was before television, of course.
Kitty, I don't have time for this.
A petite four, Mr. Felton?
Not now.
Perhaps a nice profiterole.
Boys, I'm not hungry.
Then perhaps we can give you something else to chew on. Yeah, something that ain't food.
What?
Your confusion is to be expected. Although we stand here before you in the guise of innocent pastry chefs, we are also, and primarily, employees of a certain individual.
A certain individual?
A certain individual. Who happens to be the largest single investor in Felton's Follies. He has sent us here as pastry chefs to express his concern about Miss Vandegraff's impending nuptials. Specifically, that if she gets married and leaves the show, then there ain't no show!
Hey, don't I know you? No! Have you ever spent any time in Toledo?
Have you ever spent any time in a coma?
No, but I got a cousin in Seattle.
Kitty! Boys, you tell your boss this wedding's never gonna happen. You have my word.
Oh! We'll have your word, all right. But to go back on that word would be a recipe for disaster. Now we hope we have made ourselves perfectly clear. One can only hope. You biscotti be kidding me. You drop a much. Don't tie with me.
All right, you can drop the pastry chef routine.
Alas, we ganache. We're on the lamb. Lamb's an entree, you macaroon!
Now, the gangsters were played by the interchangeable vaudeville duo, the Tall brothers, John and Peter Tall. They were born Abram and Mindel Maslowskowitz, but were renamed at Ellis Island by a sarcastic immigration official. Now, they were an early example of a typical Broadway gangster, full of wordplay and stylized movement, not very intimidating, unless you find dancers intimidating, which I do, but for reasons that would not be appropriate to this situation.
We'll leave the matter in your hands, Mr. Feldzig. In the meantime, feel free to browse the dessert carousel. Try the Toledo surprise. It's to die for!
Holy cats! Mr. Felton, they're gangsters!
Very perceptive. Now go powder your face. Oh, I gotta stop this wedding, but how? Oh, Lord in heaven, how? How?
I always thought that moment was a little overplayed. So, with the story well on its way, we go to the groom's room.
And we're gonna skip this scene because Dave is not here.
Cold feet, cold feet, cold feet. Dancing, dancing, dancing.
So we're picking up.
Let me see.
Are you thinking of Wedding Bells number 1, cousin?
With Isaiah.
So the scene shifts.
Yeah, you want to do wedding bells?
Yeah, we can do wedding
Start
bells.
from George's wedding bells. Cool. Come on, Isaiah.
So you throw him Dave out.
Yeah, George, you think of everything. Just looking out for you, my boy.
Just looking out for you, my boy.
I don't always have this.
Oh, no more time. Wedding bells will ring. Wedding bells will chime. Wedding bells will celebrate.
Just ignore it. It does this occasionally. It rings. It'll stop soon. Just ignore it. What do you want?
Hello. You have reached my answering machine. I will call you back at my convenience. And I'm probably home, so this isn't an opportunity to burgle.
Oh, that's it! The moment is ruined. Thank you. Thank you, life. It's like a cell phone going off in the theater. God, I hate that. Hello, what are you doing? Oh, I'm at the theater ruining the moment. How about you? Well, I couldn't get out tonight, so I thought I'd ruin the moment by proxy. Sorry about that. Let's just shake that off. Let's go back in our minds to 1928. They didn't have cell phones in 1928, although I'm sure they had something for the ruining of moments. Bugles or something. Happy wedding So as the scene shifts, we find the bride, the glamorous Janet Vandergraff, entertaining questions from reporters as she lounges by the pool.
Miss Vandergraff, is it true you're giving up a successful career to marry a man you hardly know?
Yes. Robert and I met on the Lido deck of the Ile-de-France. He amused me with stories of his father's oil interests. We swooned briefly, and then he proposed.
So you won't be returning to the stage ever?
I shan't.
You shan't?
I shan't. Can we quote you on that? Yes, of course. One more question? Yes.
Why in the world would anyone put olives in a Gibson?
I got a question. How can you give up the footlights when you know very well you got grease paint in your veins?
Victor, please.
Janet, I'm begging you. Dump the mug. Come back to the Follies. I'll give you anything you want. Fine. I'll put your name above mine on the marquee.
Victor, if you think this is about vanity, you couldn't be more wrong. I don't want to show off no more. I don't want to sing tunes no more. I don't want to ride moons no more. I don't want to show off. I don't want to wear this no more. Play the saucy Swiss Miss no more. Blow my signature no more. I don't want to show off.
Janet, please!
Don't try to control me. I made up my mind, and no more attention. I wanted to tell. And I'm through. Farewell. Adieu. Then swell. You'll never see this.
Farewell. Then swell.
You'll never see this. Never see this. Never see that. Never see these again. I don't wanna change keys no more. I don't wanna strip tease no more. I don't wanna say cheese no more. I don't care if you. I don't wanna be praised no more. Cheered no more. Proud no more. Touched no more. Loved no more. I don't wanna show off.
She don't wanna show off.
I don't wanna show off.
She don't wanna show off. She don't wanna show off.
I don't wanna show. No more.
Did I miss something?
Well, Mr. Feldzig, it is painfully obvious that Miss Vandegraaff has no desire to continue a life on the stage.
Can't you see? It's killing her so. Don't worry, boys. This isn't over yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't do an encore.
I don't wanna encore no more. Keep them shouting for more no more. Don't make the audience roar no more. I don't wanna show.
That's right, Greg. Yes. That was Jane Roberts as the bride. She was the Oops girl, remember? Oh, surely you remember the Oops girl. Don't you people read? She was billed as the girl whose sexual energy was so great that it caused the men around her to have accidents, spill their drinks, drive their cars into trees, and she would go, oops. I'm not doing it justice, but people ate it up. She did a whole series of films. Oops, The Oops Girl Come Home, and Oops Girl at Sea, which won an Oscar for special effects.
Begging and groveling didn't work, so on to plan B. For that, I'm gonna need an accomplice. I'm gonna need someone gullible with loose morals. I'm gonna need one of those, what do you call them? A European.
La 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 la. Look who it is. It's Adolfo, self-proclaimed late man. Now, Adolfo is played by former silent film star and world-class alcoholic Roman Bartelli. He was the one who later drank himself to death at his chateau in Nice, remember? It was 5 days before they found the body, and by that time, it had been partially consumed by his poodles. But he was only partially consumed.
Excuse me, I don't believe we've met.
I am Adolfo.
Not the Adolfo.
Yes, I am Adolfo.
You are mine.
The first one was you are Adolfo,
You are
the
Adolfo.
second one was
Not the
me.
Adolfo.
Yes, I am Adolfo.
Hey, funny. You don't look like a scoundrel.
Yes. What?
Wait, just now I overheard the groom say that Adolfo is a scoundrel. I just heard him say that.
What? Adolfo a scoundrel?
It was those very words.
Adolfo is a scoundrel?
It's like I'm hearing it again.
This is outrageous. He is staying with two people? Two beautiful ladies with breasts for making love. Why, I must
matters into your own hands.
Chief, I must take this broom into my own hands and kill him.
Yes, no, don't kill him. Just hurt him enough so he can't get married.
Show me to this groom.
Wait! Why?
What kind of a man is this groom? A big man? A burly fellow?
He's big on the outside.
No. Adolfo will not fight this big man. Small, pale, wheezy little dwarf man that Adolfo can far away, but no big man.
Ah, so you're a lover, not a fighter.
Yes. Adolfo is a lover of beautiful ladies. Some say I am the king of romance.
Well, you know what they say, the best way to get revenge on a man is through his
dog.
No, the best way to get back at a man is through his
window.
No, revenge. Back at a man through his head.
There is no other way. I am not Santa Claus coming through the chimney.
Through his woman.
Oh, through his woman.
Yes, Adolfo, you must seduce his woman. His bride.
Yes. Adolfo will make love to bride. That will show people that Adolfo is no scoundrel. Show me to this bride. Wait! What? What kind of woman is this bride? A big woman?
No!
A burly woman?
No, she's the cat's pajamas.
Pajamas?
She's a looker. An attractive woman.
Oh, yes. Show me to this cat in pajamas. Adolfo will make her. Like a cat in pajamas.
Roland Bartelli, shooting the scenery. You certainly couldn't get away with a performance like that nowadays, could you? Mature, contemporary audiences are too sophisticated to enjoy broad stereotypes on the stage. So, we banished them to Disney. Let the children sort it out.
Underling!
Yes, madam.
The pastry chefs have been kind enough to provide the liquor for the party, but remember, Underling, we have to be discreet!
Yes, madam.
It is prohibition after all.
I'm aware of that, madam.
We'll have to use code words. For instance, if someone asks for a glass of ice water, it means they want a glass of vodka. Have you got that?
Yes, madam.
What's a glass of ice water?
Vodka.
Ice water?
Vodka.
Ice
Vodka.
Ice water. Well, you see, that's settled then. One less thing to do. Underling, might I please have a glass of ice water? I found our meeting with the pastry chefs rather trying, and I would enjoy a glass of refreshing ice water.
Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop!
I hate this scene.
Well, now I do need a glass of ice water.
A glass of ice water, madam?
Yes, ice water. Are you going deaf?
Would that I were.
You can see where this is going, can't you? Really, it's just a series of spit takes.
Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop!
You know, in some ways, Drowsy Chaperone was very progressive. The aviatrix was played by a lesbian, for instance.
Your ice water, madam?
That was pure vodka, you poop!
Yes, some elements were progressive, others were stale in 1928. You know what? I'm gonna skip ahead.
That was... Where do you think you're going?
To find some lime juice, madam.
Lime juice?
I'm going to wring out my eyebrows and make myself a gimlet.
Now you're probably asking yourself, what was that routine doing in the show? It's really very simple. There's a song coming up and they needed something to allow for the set change. It's mechanics. It's like pornography. Let me explain what I meant by that. In pornography, the story is simplistic. How do I pay for this pizza? Being the classic example. My point is, as in a musical, the story only exists to connect the longer, more engaging production numbers. But, well, what kind of society do we live in if we can't discuss the similarities between pornography and musical theater?
And the curtain opens.
In a few hours, I'm going to be Mrs. Robert Martin. Oh, my head is spinning.
Yes, life is a mad whirlwind.
Okay, now, this is a really interesting scene. This is the only time in the show when Jane Roberts and Beatrice Stockwell are alone together on the stage. Now, Jane Roberts was an emerging star, but Beatrice Stockwell was already well established and a force to contend with.
I'm so full of apprehension, but I suppose that's normal considering the circumstances. Have you ever been married, chaperone?
No. I drink for pleasure, not out of necessity.
Your ice water, madam. I'm afraid we're all out of olives. Fresh out of olives.
Have you ever been married, underling?
Heavens, no, madam. I'm going to serve a woman. I prefer to be paid for my efforts.
Oh, you too. Mine?
I know it seems crazy.
I know it seems crazy to marry a man I hardly know, but when I look into those eyes, those big monkey eyes, I get all woozy and, oh gee, I guess that's love, isn't it?
Well, not necessarily. There's any number of things can cause wooziness. For example, I'm woozy right now, and I'm certainly not in love.
Now, Beatrice Stockwell was famous for her rousing anthems. She entertained and inspired troops in every major world conflict up to and including the Falklands War. Of course, by that time she was in her late 80s and her anthems didn't so much rouse as stupefy. But still, she demanded that a rousing anthem be included in every show she was ever in, even if it wasn't appropriate. But you just couldn't say no to her. That's star power.
Really, you're not being the least bit helpful. Couldn't you at least allay my fears with a few choice words of inspiration?
Inspiration? Oh dear, that's really not my forte.
Yes, but
As we stumble along down life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to do. Still we fumble our way down life's crazy labyrinth, never knowing left from right, nor right from wrong. And the best that we can do is hope a bluebird will sing his song as we stumble along.
Well, that was quite nice, chaperone, but I don't see how that pertains to my situation.
Let me explain.
Oh, really, that's not necessary. I suppose I'm just...
This dismal little world in which we live can bore you till you've nothing left to give. 7 overrated wonders, 7 underrated seas, continents. Antarctica. Oh, please.
Antarctica. Oh, please.
Still, you mustn't let it lick your split. Oh, so bland. Keep your eyeball on the highball in your hand as we stumble along cross life's crowded dance floor. As we push and we shove, we live and we learn. And when we finally leave the bar and we see that morning star, we pull our bootstraps up and homeward turn. Then we'll start melting away through dawn's blinding sunbeams, never knowing right from right, then forever wrong. But as long as we can hear that little bluebird sing that song, as we stumble, fumble, as we
Basically, she sings a rousing anthem about alcoholism. That's what I love about her. She just does her own thing when she wants, regardless of the needs and concerns of others. My mother was like that.
Well, that was quite inspiring, chaperone, but I'm still so conflicted. Please just tell me, is Robert the man for me?
Darling, that's just something you're gonna have to figure out for yourself.
But I just have to know if he loves me.
Right. Why don't you ask him?
Oh, why don't you just ask him? Why don't you say, Roger, do you love me?
It's Robert, and I'm not allowed to see him. In fact, it is your job to make sure I don't see him.
You're right. And I take my duties very, very seriously. However, just this moment, I'm feeling very, very drowsy. I'm afraid I'm just going to have a little lighty down. Now, whatever you do, don't go out into the garden seeking out your fiancé, asking him the question upon which your future happiness depends.
Thank you, chaperone. I just have to know if he loves me.
Oh, such a skinny little fool. Still, I envy her. And when is love gonna come crashing through my door?
La, 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 la. Look who it is. It's Adolfo come to seduce the bride. I am Adolfo. Try not to think of the poodles when you're listening to this next part. I am Adolfo. And you are bride.
I am not.
What?
Why?
This is bridal suite, and you are the only one here. Therefore, you must be bride.
Oh, interesting argument. You are a moron.
What?
Me? No bride. I suppose I could take a message.
Yes, very good. Dear Van de Graaf bride, I must make love to you and transport you to the place of ecstasy. Sooner is better. Signed, Adolfo, King of Romance.
You've discovered my ruse. You have found me out.
Ah, so you are the bride.
Apparently, yes. Take me, Adolphus.
No, not Adolphus. Adolfo. You must remember my name, for when we are making love and you are screaming, you must say the right name, or it will spoil everything. How can I make you remember?
Sure that you are a ladies' man who win the claim, Adolfo. Well, lovely miss, I am that same Adolfo. I introduce myself, I am Adolfo.
Nice to meet you. Shall we?
Not so fast, so just in case you didn't hear Adolfo, I'll try to make it very clear, Adolfo. The lovely ladies always cheer Adolfo. When I repeat myself, I am Adolfo.
Understood.
I can sing it high. I can sing it low. And I can sing it very fast. I can sing it very slow. I will do it for you now, but it will take hours. Now let us see if you can remember my name.
I'll give it a shot.
So who's the fellow that you see?
Adolfo.
And how shall you refer to me?
Adolfo.
And who will it always be?
Adolfo.
Now sing it proudly.
You are Adolfo.
Now let me spell it out for you. For all the lovely ladies who may you are hard of hearing or something. I don't I am Adolfo. Adolfo!
That was my mother's favorite number in the show. I think it was her secret fantasy to be swept off her feet by a Latin lover. I mean the real Latin lover, not a buffoon. But that's what musicals are all about, right? Romantic fantasy, falling in love at the drop of a hat, spontaneous tangoing, suddenly finding yourself in an insanely romantic setting without Robert.
Don't worry, madam. I'm getting married today, so I have to wear a blindfold.
A blindfold?
I'm sorry, who am I speaking to anyhow?
Why, it's me. I mean, me.
Can we skip to the end of this and then
Yep.
bring this at the end? Thank you. No use having you on stage by yourself.
You gonna say, wait a minute, you kissed a strange French girl?
Strange French girl on your wedding day. Ah.
Oh no, what have I done?
Well, it seems as if the blindfold and the fake French accent have led to a terrible misunderstanding. What a mess. Will it all work out in the end? Of course it will. It's not real, it's a musical. Everything always works out in musicals. In the real
Glad I have this time on my own to think. Where's that philandering foreigner?
Mr. Feldig!
How long can it take to seduce one bride?
Mr. Feldig, you don't need Janet no more.
Kitty, not now.
I've been working on a mind-reading act. Presenting Kitty, the incomprehensible. Now think of something.
I'm thinking of something, all right.
I'm getting it. Line. Pick up some milk. Pick up some milk. And a loaf of rye bread. And don't forget to shave your legs.
You're reading your own mind, you idiot.
Oh, that's why it was so easy.
Mr. Feldig!
It would seem that the wedding is proceeding according to schedule.
Now it's time you receive your just desserts. What do you think, partner? Should we whip up something special for Mr. Feldig?
Yeah! How about a Toledo surprise?
An inspired choice!
Toledo surprise, I never heard of that.
No, you haven't. Those people who have heard of it are generally never heard from again.
We'll share the recipe with you.
First, you chop the nuts.
Then you pound the dough.
Then you bake it up, nice and slow. And then you got a Toledo surprise.
Could you run that by me again?
It's a very simple recipe, Mr. Feldig.
First, you chop the nuts.
Then you pound the dough.
And you bake it up, nice and slow. And then you got a Toledo surprise. Say, why don't we give him a little taste?
All right. Hold it. What style? What grace? What rhythm? Open your fists. Now shake them. Now give me that recipe one more time. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Chop the nuts, pound the dough, bake it up, nice and slow. Then you got a Toledo surprise.
Now stop.
With a peach, peel the skin, mash it up, throw it in. That's a tasty Toledo surprise. First you beat it up, then you sweet it up, then you heat it up. If it tries to rise, don't let it, it's a snap. Try and float, whip your whites, split your yolks. Then you got a Toledo surprise.
You boys are naturals.
Honest?
Yeah, keep it up. I'll go work on the contracts. 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's nothing. Oh, what's going on here?
I'm developing a new act.
Toledo surprise.
What? You're putting gangsters in the show and you won't put me in? They're not even in the game yet.
Kitty, you got it all wrong. The new act, it's for you. These boys, they're your backup dancers.
Backup dances? Holy cats! What that hot Toledo does is my libido does. Yes, indeed, oh, sugary yum Surprise! Squeeze the cream, squeeze the pan, six the spoon, six the pan, makes you bust your tuxedo, Toledo surprise!
Wait! Don't fucking make announcements! Wedding is booked! What? For the love of God, why?
Because Adolfo has made love to the bride.
That's not the bride, you idiot. That's the chaperone. What?
The wedding is up.
The wedding is off.
What?
Robert kissed a French girl. Her name is Mimi, and she is very beautiful.
I couldn't help it, Janet. She was just like you, only French.
Sweet mother of pearl.
Underneath.
Yes, madam.
What is all this commotion about?
The wedding, madam.
Oh, is there going to be a wedding?
Not anymore. Oh, what a tragedy. What a wonderful, wonderful tragedy. Clear the floor, boys. Let me show you how it's done. You beat it up, then you sweet it up. When you heat it up, if it tries to rise, don't let it. A little surprise.
Surprise!
Wait till it's ready.
Surprise!
Wait until it's ready.
Surprise!
Wait until it's ready.
Now it's looking ready. Surprise!
You got it.
Makes me twist, makes me shake, makes dessert, makes the cake, makes me like a torpedo. So little surprise!
Surprise!
Little surprise.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Why are we dancing? Our dreams are in tatters.
Yes, yes. But this tune is so infectious.
This is the saddest day of my life.
Wedding bells won't ring, wedding bells won't chime. They will never celebrate their happy wedding time.
Curtain closed.
And that's it. I still talk.
Yeah,
and
you
that's
still
it. The curtain falls, and it's time for intermission. Or at least it would be, if you were actually sitting in the Morosco Theater watching the Rousey Chaperone. Which of course we're not. I don't like intermissions. They ruin the magic, you know. They yank you back to reality. One moment you're lost in a glamorous world of music and romance, and bang! Suddenly you're surrounded by tourists, crinkling candy wrappers, nattering about the lack of women's restrooms. It's cruel. I do have to pee though. But I'll be quick. And while I'm gone, you can think about Percy Hyman. Petting, and sweating.
That's it.
An 8.
Sure. What's the very specific request for yes?
Yeah.
Geez, Dan.
8 minutes to place this for Act 2, guys.
I'm not used to being around people. There is a travel bar. So that's one of the luggage should be kept and not taken off.
Yeah, she knows that. She's showing it all around in the street.
Okay. The blankets, are they getting taken off the walls? Somebody assigned to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The pull card is a moving stage. I mean, when I saw her stuff, it was supposed to be over here. So I didn't I mean, that's what she had in her. So I was just assuming it was over there. I had a bunch on it over here, but she had it over there. And I was fine with that because it gets getting heavy over here because you have a chair and the other chair. So it would make sense to have it, since Chevron's sitting over here.
You're talking about the part.
No, I'm talking about the pole, the island, when it turns around, it becomes a pole. That's not where she had it on her drawing for choreography. She had put it over here, so I just assumed. It's gonna, we'll see what it looks like. I'm just concerned that the chaperone sitting over here, it's heavy visually on this side, but that's all. When, if somebody gets signed during, before the full season, you strike the stuff that's on top of the hot plate, plate, because that needs to be gone when it becomes the full card. Does that make sense? So in all that commotion, somebody's task needs to be.
Is there not a shelf on the bottom or something somewhere it can go?
The side that's the kitchen side, and the other side has towels. It's gonna be full of towels. So none of the stuff is. Now what we could do is possibly make it space to go into the sink, and somebody can pick it up and just put it back in the sink. But it's still there are flowers at that point, so with all the people going off stage, and like, can somebody not just do that as part of their commotion?
Yeah. Well, you're leaving, this is brilliant, and this, one day you made it
I'm
through
sure.
all the way to the front.
Oh, the servants.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just not.
That's fine. We can just add that in.
Yeah, right.
Remember that for me.
Yeah.
The other question I had was the screen after we use it, just so that it's not something else that needs to be struck in the scene. Is that something that like, Janet comes in, she can kind of close it and push it off stage as she's coming on or something? I'm just thinking ahead to the scene change. So I don't know if that would work for you.
She can do that. She can be like,
we have such a long time.
Right, and that way it can be off stage and we're done with it. And it's one less thing to it's only 3 panels, it's not as long as the Broadway one, but
The show. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe. No, I like this.
I'm trying to think of anything else.
When does the curtain open?
And as soon as we go to art.
Oh, okay.
That's what, I mean, that's what I anticipate.
I would do it before he even starts talking so that he's.
But it's closed when people come in.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
And I cut the logo because our logo wouldn't do
The gobo.
Right, the gobo, it was like, it's not gonna, it wouldn't create a good steel gobo, and I was gonna pay for a glass one.
So you don't want the set scene though at the very beginning?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, the curtain closed, keep it a surprise for them.
That's fine.
Yes.
I mean, I'll light up the curtain, and it'll look like, you know, you're walking into a scenery show.
Yes.
The screen, the dressing screen, or full screen.
I guess I was like a little down or something. You go la la la.
Yeah.
But that's interchangeable. I don't try. Yeah, it doesn't mess up. Yeah. Yeah, that part will mess
Things will change when they actually have furniture and I'm concerned about seeing a couple of things. We're gonna have
a couple of minutes.
We're gonna have to, which one?
Sit and work and well, Sunday, that's what we're.
Fuck that.
I'm trying to assign things best I can.
Wait.
The things that
But even, I think one of the best getting out of the.
Really?
Was just the bed scene.
Yeah.
What's that thing to begin?
I don't know that it will work based, well, the basement because he's too open. It needs to be narrower on the bed, and I don't know, I have to look at that, I can't tell you right now.
You can pose further at the end.
I like the Charleston.
For them to be taken apart, he was open, like really open downstage, that's not gonna fit through. He's gotta somehow.
That's because he was
Right, and so when we get
Right.
when we
Yes, so, I mean, as long as you're doing it, that's fine.
Yeah.
The, and of course, the cape needs to land on the bed. Otherwise, it's gonna get, or it's gonna get moved up to the wheels.
Before he pushes it off, he can make a bit like, oh my god,
Half of my mind
and like put the cape on top.
And yes, just remembering which is Madam and which.
I just thought, that's a wheel waiting to rip off the costume.
If it seems weird musically,
We went
right to it. No worries, I know.
Oh, I see. Can I come to my car?
Yes, we're gonna be attacking the back.
You have a minute and 12 seconds.
Another question for you. In show, so the cake into the split, is there an easier way that doesn't look like labored? Because I feel like I look ridiculous. Like getting down into it. Okay. I feel like I'm kind of like.
I see what you're
And
saying.
especially like now trying it with my heels, it's also different. So.
Which is even worse. Yeah. Let me think on that.
Okay. Yeah. Because like, if nothing hurts, I just feel like I look ridiculous. Like,
Right.
I feel like I look old trying to like get down into it, and I'm like, ta-da! Just so it looks, everything's perfect.
Right.
And that's one reason I'm having trouble with that, just getting that melody.
I've seen, let me do some research. I'm sure there is, it's just a matter of, there may be like, because the easiest way is to argue down on the floor, like one knee, how do you get there?
Yeah,
You know?
and that's my thing, because I go straight from the cake into the assistant.
Right. And right now,
Yeah. And then like sliding like that is not gonna work.
right. No, slide, you have to do it on the side of it, which will scuff up those bridges. So don't do that. One now, there's gotta be a way. If you're on one knee, and you split on your right leg.
Right out, yeah.
So if you're on your left knee, it's real easy to put that. How do we get you?
I just wanna make sure there is.
Hold on.
Who's,
And my big thing is just like, new timeline, just
brings it on?
Okay, ready?
It's a big car.
Hey. Anything else?
I'm sure not, that's the other way.
This is gonna go on. Okay.
What is it?
Can we go to places for the top of Act 2, please, guys? Thank you. As Bill goes to the bathroom. Literally walking right in. He has a gift.
Places means.
You can tear it up.
Keep it usable for
Oh, there you go. I was like, I'm here somewhere. Thank you. Yes, please.
Oh, the entrance. The entrance. Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Phil.
I'm doing it.
Quiet, please, thank you.
Oh, you don't have to be quiet. Talk amongst yourself. Don't listen to the director. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I didn't touch it.
It's a power bar. I have a bit of a blood sugar issue. I have to eat small meals all day long or else I get jittery. I know it's rude, but you wouldn't like the alternative. Believe you me, believe you me. I remember my wedding day. The ceremony wasn't until the afternoon, and I didn't eat breakfast. I do, oh! Are you surprised that I was married? Well, there you are. You shouldn't go making assumptions about people, should you? I'm a very complicated person. Act 2 of Drowsy Chaperone begins with this. A haunting lament from a very depressed bride. She sings it standing on her balcony, bathed in the pale blue light of a sympathetic moon, which is ridiculous because it's the middle of the day. Now, while you're listening to this, try to ignore the lyrics. I know it will be difficult, but block them out. They are not the best. But the tune is beautiful and truly communicates the right state of mind. Just ignore the lyrics.
I put a monkey on a pedestal and tried to make that monkey stay. And he did for a time what he needed to climb, and with honor monkeys play. For a week he left his jacket on that pedestal beside his tiny rusty gout. And I haven't got the strength to pick them up. Oh, monkey, 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 you broke my heart in two. But I'll always save that pedestal for you.
I'm gonna pour myself a brandy.
Come, my little monkey. Come, my little monkey.
The melody is so simple, it just floats in the air. And I must confess, I always get a bit misty thinking about that tiny jacket lying on the pedestal, its long sleeves dangling out.
Oh, monkey, 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 you broke my heart in two. But I'll always save that pedestal for you. Oh, my little monkey.
Okay, here we go.
Wait,
Who are you?
I'm Janice Vanderground.
Do you need anyone?
I don't need anyone.
What about the love of one man?
What do I need with the love of one man when I am adored by millions? Do I need to be so gloomy?
No!
I rule the world, so I chose. Sigmund Freud sent flowers to me every show. Gertrude Stein handed me a rose.
Now she really lets it go!
I'm Janet Van de Graaff. Ain't no nail that I can't hammer. Why give up a life Monkey, 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 monkey. Is it the monkey or my pedestal?
Don't you just love that number? It has everything, a little Busby Berkeley, a little Jane Goodall. And that's another thing I love about musicals in general. When a character is in crisis, they sing and they dance, which is so much more interesting than just whining about it. But that's the glory of musical theater. You see? This is what I was talking about. This is life. You manage to be happy for 5 seconds and something starts ringing.
What a beautiful day for a wedding.
Shall I have the pews removed now, or would you prefer that I wait till morning? Now, I'm going to stop right here, because here are two vaudeville performers who have slipped through the cracks of time. They are Noel Fitzpatrick and Ukulele Lil. I don't know anything about them, although I suppose Ukulele Lil played the ukulele, although she doesn't in this show. Actually, I've tried to find out more about her. I read through all my books. I even tried the internet, but all my searches ended with Tiny Tim's autopsy photographs. Anyway, they're both charming.
Why would you have the pews removed?
The bride has called off the wedding, madam.
Oh, underling, never listen to a bride on her wedding day. Love is a very complex emotion, underling.
Yes, madam.
You can be very close to someone one minute, and then the next minute, why, you just want to strangle them. Do you understand?
I'm familiar with the urge to strangle, yes.
You see, why?
That's just the nature.
That's just the nature of love. Love makes lovers worry. Love makes lovers fret. But here's a fact on which we can depend. Just like long ago when Romeo loved Juliet, love is always lovely in the end.
But Romeo and Juliet was a tragedy, madam.
Oh, I never read reviews. Love can start a quarrel, love can cause a din, but love has always been a trusty friend. 'Twas a happy fate for Hank VIII and Anne Boleyn. Love is always lovely in the end.
Might I remind you, madam, that Anne Boleyn lost her head?
Yes, she was in love. Love was good to Eve and Adam.
Here we go again.
And Samson and Delilah too.
Good grief. May I pose a question, madam?
Why, yes, of course.
Why does nothing I say to you ever get through?
Don't mind if I do.
It's always lovely. Oh, I found that quite. Taxi. Madam, excuse me while I pour myself a glass of ice water.
Love sneaks up behind you, love drops from above, but love would never consciously offend. Love has certainly been kind to me, and my true love. Love is always lovely in the end.
But your late husband was a brute.
I don't mean him, you silly coot.
Oh.
Love is always lovely
that was charming. But to be frank, on some level, that number pisses me off. No, and yes, I have been drinking, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that love is not always lovely in the end. Often in the end, there are lawyers. And another thing, surely someone was aware of the awkward sexual connotations of that title. Love is always lovely in the end. I mean, is it just me? I guess what I'm saying is that number is naive and irresponsibly so. I'm sorry, I just thought that needed to be said for the benefit of the young people. I won't interrupt again. Oh, there's a moment coming up that I've become obsessed with.
Chaperone, there you are. I am in a terrible state.
Well, you certainly are. You can't go to a wedding looking like that.
Poor dear. Haven't you heard? The wedding's been called off.
No, not your wedding, dear. Mine. Oh, that reminds me. Might I borrow your veil?
You're getting married. But to whom?
La 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 la. Ah, beautiful lady with baffled expression.
You're marrying Aldolfo?
I know it's surprising, but when I look into his eyes, big clumsy eyes, I just get all drowsy. And that's love, is it?
Yes, dear, that is love.
Here you are. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put all my cards on the table. I got a weak heart. I can't take the pressure. If this goes on any longer, the old ticker's gonna give out. Now tell me, is there going to be a wedding or not?
Yes.
Thank the Lord in heaven.
Aldolfo and Chaperone are getting married.
What?
There you are! I have wonderful news. There's going to be a wedding!
Yes, we know.
You know?
Yes, we just heard.
But who told you?
I did.
But how did you know?
What difference does it make?
Mrs. Tottendale and I are to be married in the garden at 7:30 this evening.
What? What? Oh.
Congratulations.
Say,
To everyone.
say, what kind of cockamamie wedding is this? Everyone's getting married except the groom and the bride.
There you are. Oh, Janet, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hello, Mr. Martin.
Please don't be that way. Can't you find it in your heart to marry me? Janet, it's our wedding day. George has gone through all that trouble and, well, I do love you.
But you kissed another woman.
Yes. Why?
And I just can't
I just can't
understand.
understand it. I know this may sound ridiculous, but when I was kissing that strange French girl, it was just like I was kissing you.
Oh, Robert. You were kissing me.
Wait, you're Mimi? Say, that French accent was remarkably accurate.
Why, thank you. I developed this when I played the role of Monique in Hold That Baguette.
There you are! Before you do anything, think about this. No matter how well you play the part of the happy wife, you'll never, ever get a standing ovation.
I just don't know. Chaperone. Lon?
Oh, I'm so confused. Chaperone, please, I beg you.
So confused, Chaperone, please. I beg you, just this once, give me some advice that is coherent and appropriate to this situation. Should I marry Robert?
Now here it comes. The moment I was talking about. Not only the culmination of the plot, but a moment that has fascinated me more than any other and brought me back to this record again and again. Here it comes.
My advice to you is,
And this is it. Listen.
while you can,
You see, you can't quite make out what she says because someone drops a cane. I'll play it for you again.
while you can.
And is she saying live while you can or leave while you can?
While you can.
I mean, It's Beatrice Stockwell, so it might just be a cynical quip, but this is a wedding after all, and that's exactly what you think, isn't it, when you're standing at the altar? Live or leave? And you have to live because you do love her somehow. I mean, it's not an exact science, and an arrow doesn't come out of the sky and point to the one you're supposed to be with. So one day you say to someone, you say, I love you, basically phrasing it as a question, but they accept it as fact. And suddenly there she is, standing in front of you, in a $3,000 dress with tears in her eyes, and her nephew made the hoopah. So what do? Do you say, I was joking? I was kidding? No! You live, right? You choose to live. And for the next couple of months you stare at the alien form in bed beside you and think to yourself, who are you? Who are you? And then it's couples counseling and a trial separation, and all your conversations are about her eating disorder and your Zoloft addiction. And you're constantly redefining and reevaluating and revisiting before you finally lose the deposit on the house, and the whole relationship ends on a particularly ugly note with your only copy of Gypsy spinning through the air and crashing against the living room wall. Still, in the larger sense, in the broader sense, it is better to have lived than left. Right?
Well, you can.
You have no idea how many times I've listened to that.
A chaperone, you certainly have a way with words. Robert? My answer is yes. I will marry you.
Wonderful! Wonderful! Well, Mr. Feldzig, it looks like this wedding is a done deal.
Now you're in trouble.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
But there is. I found the replacement. A new leading lady. Presenting Kitty the Incredible. Kitty, focus and show the boys how you can read my mind. My mind.
Kitty! Will you marry me? Holy cats! Mr. Felton,
Isn't she amazing?
Well, what are we waiting for? You ladies go put on your frillies. We'll all get married in one big clump. That's how they do it in Utah.
Well, George, I don't know how you pulled it off. I mean, 4 weddings in one day. I guess you're everybody's best man now.
I am?
Well, you're second best.
You are? I am.
Hip, hip, hooray! He's George, that's George, the best man, George.
I'm honored to be doing what a best man ought.
He's basking in the glory of a fight well fought. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime, wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding.
Minister, you may begin.
Oh, no! I forgot the minister.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Trix, the enemy, queen of the sky. I'm 3 hours waiting till my engine needed mending. I'll fix my navigatrix, and then I'll fly and let you love your time. Now, I'm so sorry to crash the party, folks, but we'll have this fixed in 2 shakes, and then it's off to Rio for Carnival.
Wait! The captain of a ship can perform a marriage? Yes!
And a pilot is comparable to a captain.
Yes!
And an airplane is a kind of a ship. Some call it an airship. Some call it an airship.
Oh, shit! Yes!
What, Trix? I got it.
happens occasionally. It's a horrible old apartment with terrible wiring. Just concentrate. Just keep the show alive in your mind. Don't let yourself be distracted. Don't talk to anyone. I'll find the fuse box. Everybody be quiet.
It's super.
Oh, God.
Hey,
Hi.
your lights are out.
Yes.
We were, mine.
We had to shut off the power?
We had to shut off the power because we're replacing the breaker panel in the basement.
Yes.
So we replaced it, but when we turned the power off, all the breakers in all the apartments tripped.
Yes.
That's what happens. It's normal.
Yes.
So I have to reset your breakers.
Now?
It'll only take a second.
All right.
Because I tried calling you earlier, but no one was answering.
Yes, I've been having a problem with phone.
There we are. What was that?
You okay?
What kind of music was that?
It was music. It was just a show. It wasn't a musical.
You like musicals?
No.
I love musicals. I go with the wife all the time. It's amazing what they can do nowadays. Did you see this, my God? They landed a helicopter on the stage. I've seen them all. Cats, Les Mis, Phantom, Xanadu, Hamilton. Oh, Saturday Night Fever. I like the movie way better.
You're really well. Goodbye. That's it. It's ruined. One note away from the end of the show and the mood is broken. I should start the record again from the beginning. No. I can't do that, can I? Oh, this is so frustrating. You have to understand, I love this show so much, and I've never even seen it. My mother gave me the record. This was just before my father left us. Well, he didn't leave because of the record, although I'm sure that didn't help matters. Look, I know it's not a perfect show. The spit take scene is lame and the monkey motif is labored, but none of that matters. It does what a musical is supposed to do. It takes you to another world, and it gives you a little tune to carry with you in your head, you know? A little something to help you escape from the dreary horrors of the real world. A little something for when you're feeling blue, you know? As we stumble along on life's funny journey. As we stumble along into the blue. We look here and we look there, seeking answers everywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to
I'm
do.
an accident waiting to happen.
Our way
I don't wanna show off
through life's crazy
Wedding
labyrinth.
bells will ring, wedding bells will chime.
To lead a
Where we
surprise.
go, left from right,
Love
no
honey,
right from
run
wrong.
And the best that we can do is hope forever.
We'll sing his song as we stumble along.
Still we fumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth. There be no best that we can do is hope forever. We'll sing his song as we stumble along, as we stumble, fumble, crumble, as we
All right, let's set for scene 2. Let's do cold feet. Thought you'd get out of it, didn't you, Dave?
Huh?
Thought you'd get out of it, didn't you?
Oh, I thought you'd get out. I thought I would get out of it.
Good try.
These are not the right clothes for camping.
You got it, my guy.
This is like coming straight from work. Yeah,
Show us that not even make a sweat.
Yes, I'll wear my tap shoes.
Okay.
Yes, I keep them in there. Why am I gonna ever wear them? Give me 5. I can't promise it's gonna be good. I'm not mentally prepared for this.
Yeah, while he's, yep.
Miss Maggie, you want to get music now while he's getting ready?
I'll be ready in like 30 seconds.
Okay, 2 things. The idea was.
And then I said, wait, that's not a camera.
Do you want to take it to the queue, the Robert's entrance queue?
Yes, please.
Island and
So,
little bit
the whole thing.
a little further.
Okay, I'm coming. Y'all, I'm not mentally prepared for this.
You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, I'm not first.
No, we're in the 3.
Here we go.
Alright, I'm going for Robert's entrance.
I always thought that moment. Go ahead.
Yes.
I always thought that moment was a little overplayed. So with the story on its well, we go to the groove room.
Hey there, handsome. Show me those pearly whites.
Now, the groom was played by the dashing Percy Hyman. He started out as the Albright toothpaste man. His fabulous smile adorned every tube. Now, Albright was hugely popular in the early 20s because it contained cocaine. It's true. If you looked at the label, it was the 5th ingredient down, right after sugar. Anyway, it wasn't long before he became a huge matinee idol.
Now don't worry. It's perfectly normal for the groom to be nervous on his wedding day. It is, of course.
I love Percy Hyman. Now, there are some people who say he was a bad actor, but to those people, I say, shut up.
Hey there, Mr. Mirror Man, shaking and a-quaking, trembling like the fraidy cats do. Something baby bothering you. You know what you got? Cold feet, cold feet. Brother, you got cold feet. You can make them cold feet hot with a little rhythm. Young feet, cold feet, can be uncontrolled feet. You can make them cold feet trot down the aisle, cross the arches, they can learn to swing. Icy toes can jive, Betty marches, braided ragtime swing. Make frigid souls come alive and take that dive. Cold feet, turn into cold feet. You can make them cold feet hot.
Well, you don't say. Well, why don't you just slide back into your mud hole, you backstabbing worm? Well, I guess I have to find another minister. Say, what are you up to?
I'm singing a song an old jazz singer taught me. A Dixie remedy for wedding day jitters.
You think you got this? You got the easy part. I still gotta get the rice, the boutonniere to the minister. Out the way.
Good, so you got cold feet.
What do I got?
Cold feet.
What do I want?
Cold feet.
What do I do? Skull feet?
No! You make the cold feet hot. Yeah, something like that. Hey, George, you're dancing. I am. My goodness. Hey!
Our feet are on fire!
A 5, 6, 7, 8. Cold feet. Cold feet. Turn them into cold feet. Bring them, make them cold feet. Ah. Oh. Ah. You made the cold feet hot. You made the cold feet hot. You made the cold feet hot. Oh, yeah, good then. You made the cold feet hot.
Percy Hyman was a wonderful performer. I like to think of him panting and sweating after a long dance routine. He's still alive, you know. I saw him on the news recently celebrating his 110th birthday. To say that the passing years had taken their toll on him would be a grotesque understatement. They wheeled him out and he had that wide-eyed expression of pained confusion that God reserves for the very, very old on their birthdays. You know, the one that says, "Who are you? Who am I? Why is this cake on fire?" You know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
All right, that's enough of that time dancing around like a fool.
I'm sorry, George. It's fine.
I was just trying to calm my nerves.
I was just trying to calm my nerves. Is that it?
It is my wedding day.
It is what. I'm sorry, George. I was just trying to calm my nerves. It is my wedding day, after all.
Well, you could have snapped an ankle. Tap dancing is too dangerous. Hey, how about you go out for a skate instead? That's what I like to do when I want to blow off some steam.
George, what would I do without you?
Wait a minute, what was I thinking?
Ah, wait a minute, what was I thinking? No, you can't go out looking like that, my boy. You might see Janet. How about you put on this blindfold?
Is that where I said George?
George, you think about it.
George, you think of everything.
Just looking out for you, my boy. And no more tap dancing.
Sounds good to me.
We did that.
Yeah, we get. So I'm not going to be cruel to you and make you wear the roller skates because that's going to take forever. So we'll just go without sans roller skates for scene 6.
Okay.
If you can catch your breath for a minute.
I'm good. gonna be the best I've ever done this scene.
Romantic fantasy, suddenly find, but that's what musicals are all about. But that's what musicals are all about, right? Romantic fantasy, suddenly finding yourself, and no. That's what musicals are all about, right? Romantic fantasy, falling in love at the drop of a hat, suddenly finding your spontaneous tangoing, suddenly finding yourself in an insanely romantic setting. Like a car.
I'm an accident waiting to happen. La, da, 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 da. Don't worry, madam. I'm getting married today, so I have to wear a blindfold.
A blindfold?
Say, I'm sorry. Who am I talking to anyhow?
Why, it's me. I mean, me. Me from France.
This scene couldn't be more ridiculous.
So, you are marrying Janet Van de Graaff, no?
Oui.
I hear she's very beautiful.
Oui.
And glamorous.
Oui.
Is it true that she has an exceptionally broad range and excels in both comedic and dramatic roles?
Say, I'm having a hard time placing your accent. Where in France are you from?
Oh, the, middle part. Does it make the, those? So, you were telling me about, how do you say in English, fiancé?
That's right.
Well, tell me, when was the moment when you knew that she was the only one for you?
It's a funny story, actually. We were standing on the Lido deck of the Ile-de-France.
Yes?
I was amusing her with stories of my father's oil interests.
Then what happened?
And then I looked into her eyes. Those big, glamorous eyes, and I felt all woozy.
And then you fell. And then you fell?
Yes, right on my keister. And then I said, well, I guess I haven't found my sea legs yet.
But we haven't left the dock.
That's what she said. And that's when I knew it must be love.
And then you said?
And then I said, there was a time I could stop on a dime, forbearance was one of my talents. But since you've been around, I can't hold my ground. I'm beginning, consistently losing my balance. I'm an accident waiting to happen. I'm a mishap about to ensue. I'm a toy on the step, a three-legged chair, a hem that's been caught by a shoe. When my two lovesick arms started flopping, there was nothing my ankles could do. I'm an accident waiting to happen. So how may I happen to you? And then she joined in.
When men say I'm sweet and they fall at my feet, my heart doesn't beat any faster. But when you lose control, it touches my soul. So I'm bracing myself for disaster. For an accident waiting to happen.
That's right.
A catastrophe destined to be.
That's me. I'm the rag in the cellar.
A broken umbrella.
I'm branching and loose from my tree.
I can see myself jumping and clapping for a man who lives dangerously. For an accident waiting to happen. So hurry and happen to me.
fancy dress was really good. Be careful of your diction, especially those final R's. I'm thinking of particularly at measure 135, it just ground on my ear when you sang a beard. Okay? That was a little rhyme, wasn't it? And once again, God bless us all, and show off. Da 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 da. Did you realize that it went into da da da? Did you realize you did that? You did that? Okay. So you're just gonna have to, well, that will be part of our reform of every freaking night, okay? Gangster. You're just gonna have to review that harmony every night before we get started, and that's okay. I mean, there's always songs that show that we do. Oh, I only heard one little voice at the end of Toledo's surprise. So, one tiny timid, oh gosh, I messed up. Wait until it's ready. Try to do it 3 times. The rest of you did it twice. Thank you very much. Yay. Oh, and here's one of those moments. I do in the sky. Look, I'm already on the break. When you have all those ahs and tricks to singing, those are moments that I kind of said, pull back on the ahs when someone else is singing words. So keep doing that, keep thinking about that. And then right before, look up ahead, do you see it? You've got a cutoff on the word sky. I'll give you that cutoff so that you cut off together and you have time to be rhythmically correct when you come in on look up ahead. You were correct on that, but you didn't give yourself room to breathe. Breathing is always a good thing. And then that last sky was much, much better. Thinking 1, 2, 3, sky. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, sky. Okay. One person, 2. Try to come in before everybody else on that. Try to be an ensemble there and move together instead of one person leading the way. That's all I have.
Maggie, I got a question.
Yes.
During the monkey song, there's, near the end, it sounds like Kira's saying something. Are we way too loud, or is what she's saying supposed to be heard, or?
No. I mean, why would you want to hear her?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and that's one of those instances,
Okay.
yeah. We just need to be aware when a character is doing something, singing or saying something, you need to pull back and let that happen. But your harmonies on Monkey Monkey, that was very nice, very, very nice. Yes, ma'am.
I was excited about that.
Okay. Very good, very interesting.
Okay, well, I'm gonna assume it's me.
Yeah.
Share.
Sorry,
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 okay.
okay.
Do you
Up to
want me
you.
to go? Or do you, so you can finish talking?
Okay, you have, can you do it 12 minutes?
Not a problem, I'll keep it under that.
Sweet, great.
Fancy dress, yay! I enjoyed it. Never noticed pastry chefs preparing to kill Robert Martin before. That made me laugh. Matthew, Kira, did you have trouble getting the chair with Matthew there? Did something? I looked up and missed something. It looked like there might have been a, when in show off?
Oh, I mean, it was just a little
Bump. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, make sure you get out of her way. Miles, way to not pat her brow when you were late for the show, the first one, but if you can get there early after she sings I Don't Want to Show Off for the reprise, or not the reprise, but you can pat her brow after that first one.
Okay.
But when you realized you were late, you did good choice. Thank you.
Also thought she wasn't sweating, so.
You're right, sure, she's not. So Sarah and Sally, on the plate pass, ultimately y'all will be further back because they have long dowels. So right now you're like right on the bitter. Yeah, right. Ultimately there'll be a stick, and she'll grab the stick, and then the plates will be up here, and you can actually take a step back and go, oh, because when she flings them right now, you're so close, and you'll be like, ah.
Do we know when we might have those, or a prop to work, like a small prop to work with?
Let me see what I can find out.
Just even a dowel, just even something that's roughly the same size.
Yes, just a dowel would be great.
I'm just uncoordinated, so.
And in my imagination, did you sway the wrong way at attention?
Me?
Uh-huh.
We go in, right?
Yes.
Okay, then it was fine, it was my angle. I think I was on the, it just looked like you switched. Okay, both diagonals, when you do the thing, it's a weight on the inside foot with the back foot pointed. So I've got a couple of people doing weight on the back foot and the front foot pointing. Weight, point. Which jumped me all the way up to Love Is Always Lovely, Miles. That's the same move as you. Da-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, so that you can step. You didn't, you did this, which meant you couldn't then step on that foot.
Okay, so we
Step. But hey, your hands out front were perfect. Thank you. And you got the jumps, they were perfect. I got tickled. It says, that number really pisses me off. Me too.
So I got lost in her eyes, so I forgot.
Sure, as one does. Okay, Seth, there's a beat after myself, which is where you jump towards her on the bed. You went on myself, or, yes. How do I introduce myself? So I introduce myself, but you jump there rather than ba-dum.
Okay. Yep.
Does that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And both hands wide. When you only do one hand, it's like, take my hand. Both hands wide. She just happens to take your hand and it's out there, so you can go the other way and break naturally. Okay, Toledo Surprise. Yeah, that new choreo totally worked. Totally. Great job, guys. Matthew, now you've slowed down the hand pushes. You're like, faster hand pushes. Do you know what I'm speaking of?
Yep.
Isaiah took my threat of doing the Charleston as a dance note and did the Charleston. It was lovely.
You know how to turn this off?
There's a red button on the top.
Sarah Jenkins, you were late on the Bride's Lament turn in. You turn in on